This is the Scrap Metal and Commodities Recycling Report brought to you by BENLEE, Roll-Off, and Open-Top Trailers, as well as Riley and Goldsma Metal Recycling, leaders in metal, cardboard, computers, batteries, and junk cars. Today is Monday, October 26, 2015. My name is Greg Brown. The story remains the same. Continued falling metal prices are great for manufacturers. It is increasingly very troubling for recycling operations. U.S. steel production was down yet again in the last reporting week and is now at a 4-month low, mainly due to imported steel continues to flood into the U.S., hurting U.S. steel mills. The U.S. oil drilling rig count fell for an 8th straight week, landing at a new 5.5-year low. Steel mills that produce steel for these rigs remain running at very low capacity. Scrap steel prices leveled off last week at the recent low, but that now supports lower steel costs at steel mills. These low scrap prices have dramatically lowered incoming scrap at retail, peddler scrap yards. Despite low incoming flows, there is word that with low production needed and low demand for exports, ferrous prices could be no change to down more than $10 a gross ton next month. Last week we showed this chart of the last 25 years of scrap steel prices, but we gave the wrong takeaway. Scrap metal prices are now where they were about 22 years ago in 1993, not 2003, which is what we said last week. Copper prices continue to fluctuate, but remain in a band for the last few months. Prices have stabilized after the second and third largest copper mining companies in the world shut down mines a few months ago. This 5-year copper price chart shows prices holding for the past few months, but at very low levels. Copper inventory data shows that with some mines now shut, inventories are declining, which could help support prices in the months to come. Aluminum prices for the past 5 years are now like steel. Great if you buy aluminum for manufacturing, terrible if you are in the recycling business. Prices are now near 6+ year lows. The aluminum inventory chart shows inventories declining, so one would think that this could mean prices would stabilize soon. As has been said, low commodity prices are being driven by China's slow growth. About 72 hours ago, the Chinese central bank cut interest rates for the 6th time this year to try and boost their slowing economy. Last Friday, the New York Times had an article on the collapse of global commodity prices. They wrote that from 1993 to 2013, China built 200 cities, each holding 1 million or more people, which is now stopped. Remember what I said about 2 minutes ago. Scrap steel prices are back to where they were in 1993 when they started building those cities. Global economic news was mixed last week. Maersk, the world's largest operator of container ships, lowered their earnings guidance due to a low capacity utilization of their ships. Nucor and Steel Dynamics, who both own major steel and scrap metal operations, both announced lower earnings due to lower finished goods pricing, higher levels of imported steel, which was at 30% of the market last quarter versus 27% a year ago. I will add an important note for those of you that are owners of scrap metal recycling operations that have significant retail and peddler traffic. Remember, your cash flow is pretty good this month, mostly not due to many of you have laid off people. It is due to receipts are coming in now from higher steel and aluminum prices of material you sold last month. But today you are buying less material at lower prices, so cash flow is good. This will reverse in November because you have less for sale this month at lower prices. If you have not cut costs, sadly we recommend you cut them now. Related, we are sad to hear yet another North Carolina scrap owner filed for personal bankruptcy, and his operation is close to being sold by the bank. There'll be a lot more of this in the months to come. As for positive news, the 4-week average of U.S. jobless claims has fallen to a low not seen since December 1973, 42 years ago. Gasoline prices remain low, housing starts in September hit a nearly 8-year high, and the stock market has had some really great weeks. With that, we hope all have a safe and profitable week. This is Greg Brown.